It's the Browns Rockin' Show, a Fanatical Elves Network production. And welcome to the Browns Rockin' Show. It's a late Saturday evening, and we are rocking here. I'm your host, John Suchan, here, part of the Fanatical Elves Network. And yes, we are introducing a brand new show on our network. And I'm so excited about this because, well, first off, I got to give it up to Matt, the editor of the creator of the Browns Rockin' Show intro there. What a great little tune there by Matt. Matt is Mariah, Miss Mariah, my daughter's awesome boyfriend who he's created a couple other products for us. He did the Johnny Cleveland little ditty there that I've had for years. Well, at least a few years since we started this whole journey with the Johnny Cleveland podcast and now the Fanatical Elves Network and all these other great shows that are part of the network. And so Matt was generous enough to create another tune for us, and it's the new Browns Rockin' Show. And so the idea behind this show is that I want to give tribute. I want to pay tribute. You know, it's awesome music. It's a little ditty, but I want to give tribute to the guys in the Browns that are rocking, the Browns on the team that are not rocking. And it is a Saturday night. We're bringing this to you, but I think we're gonna kind of see where we want to play with this show and during the week, during the season. The season is right around the corner. Next Sunday, the Browns will be hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. I may be bringing the show on like after the game on Sundays, either that Monday or Tuesday, where we'll kind of dissect who on the team is really rocking and who on the team is not rocking. So that's the idea behind the show. You know, it's a great tune, and I got to give it up to Matt, man. It's a great deal, and the kid can play music, and just happy that he created that for us. So let's talk about the Browns who are rocking. Okay. We are part of the Fanatical Elves Network, and we got all these great shows. I do want to mention a contest, and I'll mention this before we get into that. Then we're going to take a quick break. The Fans First Sports Network is doing a contest. Do you like football? Are you getting geared up? I'm sure you've been watching some of the college football today. If you're in the state of Ohio, if you might be a Buckeye fan, the Buckeyes played the Indiana Hoosiers today, and they hung on. Well, they didn't hang on. They won pretty handily, 23-3 out there in Bloomington, Indiana. Yeah. Well, anyway, if you like football, Fans First Sports Network has a great contest, and all you got to do, and this contest is for you. If you want to be at the game next Sunday, either here in Cleveland, or if you're a fan of the San Francisco 49ers, the Seattle Seahawks, or wherever there's an NFL game in week 1, Fans First Sports Network is giving away 4 free tickets up to a value of $5,000 to any game in the league in week 1. What a great prize. So they're going to be pulling names. Today is September 2nd. They're going to pull those names. I believe the contest will end on September 4th. So that's Monday, Labor Day. The contest will end. So they'll draw a name and announce that. So if you want to enter, go to contest.fansfirstsports.com. Okay. Register there. Contest.fansfirstsports.com, and you will be entered in this amazing contest. All right. So Browns that are rocking. Well, it was a entertaining up and down preseason, and there's been a lot of hype about particular players. So let's start with one kid that's been rocking it, and people are excited about his entry. We traded for him. That is Elijah Moore. Yes, Elijah Moore, the third-year player that we traded for from the New York Jets, bringing him in, and we'll see what he does. Everyone's excited. We think that he's going to do well with our quarterback, Deshaun Watson, but we shall see. We shall see. I'm not 100% convinced that the kid's going to just blow it up and do great things. You look at the kid's track record, he's missed some games and he's got into some little arguments here and there with his former team. And, we've had some players here in Cleveland over the past several years that we have had issues where they've had issues with coaches, Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry. These guys very vocal, and we'll see what Elijah Moore does. I would hope that he would try to do his best to fit into this team. There's a lot of stars. There's a lot of guys who think they're stars on this Browns team. And we're going to kind of get into a little bit more about that as far as the team here in just a moment. But so Elijah Moore, we'll see. He's rocking. People are excited. They are pumped up. Now, I'm going to throw this guy in here too. He hasn't played a lick, but it's been kind of in the news and brought some more excitement again. Marquise Goodwin. Marquise Goodwin, the wide receiver that the Browns brought in as a free agent, has just gone through a great ordeal with his health. Yes. Where he had some blood clots and some things that were very scary, and we weren't sure. And Marquise Goodwin wasn't sure what his future held. And they announced, or earlier in the week, they activated him, and he's been practicing with the team. And it sounds like he's going to be good to go by the beginning of the season. And that's exciting. He is really rocking. We are excited for him. We're happy that he is back. We're happy that his health is looking like it's on the way up. This kid, I'm telling you, Marquise Goodwin, do some research on this guy. This guy is dynamite. He came from Texas, was a speedster. He was an Olympian, did all these great things. And, he's had things in his own personal life that have been difficult. And he's worked through those things and helped his family out. He has a sister who has disabilities, and go back and watch some of these programs. I think ESPN did a really good piece on him a few years back with that when he used to play with the Buffalo Bills. He's had some issues with his family, and they had some pregnancies with he and his wife that didn't work out there's some things that he's been gone through. So this latest issue with his blood clots and whatnot, and now that he's hopefully back, I mean, it really is a blessing, and he is really rocking it. All right, let's talk about an Ohio State Buckeye who's really rocking it, he's a ginormous guy, 6'8", 6'9", DeJuan Jones. Yeah, we like DeJuan Jones, don't we? Now, he's not going to be starting the season, but it's like watching The Blind Side, right? Like, obviously, the Blind Side movie's been in the news a little bit because for other reasons, but DeJuan Jones seems like he's our Michael Orr. He's from the Blind Side. He's on the right side, so he's not playing left tackle. But the guy's huge, and he just did so many great things during the preseason. He was stopping players and just looked like he was a giant competing against these guys who were trying to get around him. He could take on 2 or 3 guys. That's good news for the Browns moving forward. If we can continue to get DeJuan Jones and get him motivated, the kid's going to be special, I think. So we'll see, but he is really rocking it. Let's talk about a veteran, rocking it right now. By the way, who's Deshaun Watson. We're all pumped. That hat. You guys watch him, on the sideline in preseason and training camp. He oftentimes wears that stocking cap. It's 90 degrees out today here in Ohio, but he's out there wearing a stocking cap, a winter stocking cap. I think they're selling those now. I saw on the one of the NFL shops, they've got that actual hat. So if you want to go get that hat that Deshaun Watson wears, go to NFL shop or the Browns team shop. I'm sure you can find it now. It's pretty cool. It's got kind of that Cleveland. It's kind of cream colored, and it's got the brown of the elf, kind of like the Fanatical Elves Network. By the way, I want to pause real quick, and if you're watching this on Twitter or the new X, YouTube, I'm sporting this. You guys out there in the Oz chapter, the Wichita Browns backers out there in Kansas. I've got the new Browns backers shirt. Just great. These guys out there in Wichita, they are a hardy bunch, man. There's 40 50 of them every Sunday. They bring it, they join together, and they're out there in the middle of Kansas watching the Browns games on Sunday. It's an amazing group, and just love the fact that I used to be their president of that club, and so we got their new their new shirt here. It's got the Browns. Well, I'm over here, and it's got the skyline of Wichita, Kansas. Yeah, if you ever go out there to Kansas, stop in Wichita. You will not be disappointed. The folks out there in Wichita are friendly and very hospitable. Well, I'm not going to even try that word right now. So anyway, it's a great city, great town, great community, and a great group of Browns fans. All right, we're going to pause for a break. We'll come back and we're going to give you a list of our guys on the team that are not rocking very much these days as we get set for the Browns season. Okay, we'll be right back. This is the new Browns Rockin' Show. We're part of the Fanatical Elves Network. And we're back. Did you like those commercials? If you're watching us live, you're going, what the hell? Well, there are actually commercials. If you listen to the podcast, yeah, listen to us, subscribe, follow. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify. It's Labor Day weekend, right? What do you got better to do? Okay, you got a lot of things better to do, but tune us in, tune us up, put us on in the background. Play our tunes like our podcast. We're a bunch of great guys that bring a lot of entertainment. We got shows like the What the Elf Was That, the Browniacs. We've got the Browns Blitz. We've got Dog Pound South. We've got Any Given Sunday. We got my Johnny Cleveland podcast. We are filled to the deck. And by the way, this week we're leading up into the season. I will be, we're going to have our contributors from Fans First Sports Network from the Cincinnati Bengals affiliate joining us later this week. And I will be joining them on the Cincinnati Bengals affiliate site. So look for that. We're going to be kind of teaming up for a couple shows together. And we're going to be talking about this matchup coming up in week 1. I'll be giving you my predictions on the Fanatical Elves Network. We're going to do some predictions on how the season is going to go for the Browns. Let's get right into that because what's not rocking right now? Okay. Obviously it's hard to think about some of the things that aren't rocking because we're all excited about what could be a Cleveland Browns season, a very potentially successful Browns season, but we just don't know yet. So let's start with that. The one thing that is not rocking right now, with all the euphoria, you got to stop and pause. Because the last 2 seasons, the Browns have gone, 8-9 and 7-10. You heard that right? 8-9 and 7-10. That's sub 500 records. Now, granted that this team has sucked over the last 20 years, with the exception of a few couple seasons sprinkled in there, but the last 2 seasons, they've been big disappointments. Now there's all this stuff out there that, things are going to change now. Deshaun Watson is back. He won't be rusty. He'll be going full force. We got a new defensive coordinator in Jim Schwartz, and the defense is just going to be spectacular. It's going to be so different. But you're a Browns fan. Come on now, be honest with yourselves. You can't, everyone's getting on this bandwagon again. Everyone's saying, look at all the national media now. They're all jumping on the bandwagon. They think the Browns are going to do really good. Like it's just changed overnight. Let's pause. You're coming off a 7-10 season and an 8-9 season before that. Yes, you made it to the playoffs in 2020. It was a pandemic year. Do you remember? There weren't people in the stands, and Kevin Stefanski coached the playoff game. Well, he didn't coach the playoff game. He was stuck in his basement at his house while his assistant, who's not even with the team anymore, coached the team to victory. That was an 11-5 record. It was a great moment. A great moment. We should all be proud and happy about that. And I'm excited, and I believe that the Browns have a very good opportunity at getting back to that postseason. But pause and don't jump too far ahead. You got all these games in front at the beginning of the season that are going to be tough. They're against the divisional opponents. We play Cincinnati, Pittsburgh in week 2 on Monday night, the Baltimore Ravens in week 4, and sprinkled in between, I think it's the Tennessee Titans. Yeah, they're no pushover. So it's going to be a tough stretch. You follow it up with a bye week when they come back and have to play the San Francisco 49ers. You don't think they're going to be ready? So that's not rocking so much right now, is 2 lost seasons prior to this one. Coming into this one, we got to prepare ourselves. We think we're going to do well. Everyone thinks that. We're in week 0. We haven't started. The hype machine is going strong. All right. Not very much rocking also was Austin Watkins. Austin Watkins, the wide receiver that was picked up by the Browns right before the beginning of preseason. He was initially released by the team, even though he was spectacular in preseason. In one game, he caught 7 passes. That's right, 7 passes for 139 yards and a touchdown. But that was not good enough. He got released. Now, the Browns did pick him back up, and he is on their practice squad. But that's not so much rocking it like some fans had hoped. Let's talk about something else that's not rocking right now. That's right, the kicker situation. The kickers. Yeah, do you remember one Cade York? We had the memorial for Cade York. Did you listen to that show? Yes, we talked about the Cade York leaving. Cade York leaving the Cleveland Browns, and he now he's with the Tennessee Titans, and he agreed to be on their practice squad instead of coming back to Cleveland because the kid sucked. He went 4 for 9 in preseason games, and from other stories, he couldn't hit a field goal in practice for 30 minutes one time at training camp. Not one kick. What? The kid was a mess. He'll probably maybe get it right now that he's out of Cleveland. But in his place, the team brought in, Dustin Hopkins? Did I say it? Or I think I got the first name wrong. They brought this kid in from the LA Chargers. And this guy has been a pretty good kicker over there with the Chargers, but he lost out to a challenger out there in Los Angeles. So he's now in Cleveland. And in his first press conference with the team, he sounded like a guy that was already making excuses. Maybe you saw my post on social media where I questioned and mentioned that same thing. Oh, I tell you, some of the people out there in social media, they just don't like that when you try to suggest something that is very likely. The kid started out this press conference by explaining that, well, it's going to be hard to kick in Cleveland, and they're up on a lake, and the wind's going to be howling, and the stadium is really tough. And then at the end, he said it's going to be a challenge. But just the idea that he's already talking about it. Don't do that. Don't talk about it publicly. If you feel that way, so be it. But talk about, don't bring it up, because when I listen to you talk, that's telling me you don't trust yourself already, and you haven't even kicked the ball before 80,000 screaming Browns fans at the stadium. And when you missed your first kick there, Lord have mercy, right? So we'll see what happens. But that he's not rocking. I'm not feeling it with Hopkins here. Who else is not rocking it? And because he's been rocked too many times in his head, is a concussion protocol always. Denzel Ward, the cornerback, yes, the Pro Bowler who everyone talks about in the national media yet. The kid doesn't do squat, really, for the most part. He was lost last year. He's missed multiple games. He's now on his 4th or 5th known concussion. Who knows how many more he's had over his career when he played for the Buckeyes. he's been having some difficulty. And what does the future hold for him? The Browns have him signed to this outrageously expensive contract that I think they're guaranteed him all this, 40 some bazillion dollars. I think the contract's for $100,000, but they can't get that off. And we're just going to have to see what happens. But it is a little bit worrisome. He is definitely not rocking it. Well, there you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed the first Browns Rockin' Show. Now, we're going to be bringing this show again probably after the games start being played in week 1. The Browns play the Cincinnati Bengals. And so probably that Monday or Tuesday, we will bring this show on where we're going to be talking primarily about the guys that are rocking it. And hopefully that means the Browns have won and they beat the team, whoever they've played. In this case, it'll be week 1. They're going to beat Joe Schmo and those Cincinnati Bungles. To start the season off on the right foot. So, folks, take care. We'll be bringing you multiple shows again this week. Tomorrow, Sunday, we have the Any Given Sunday show. Plus, we have a special Johnny Cleveland podcast coming for you on Sunday tomorrow. Then we have our lineup of other shows, Dog Pound South with Steve Gill, What the Elf Was That with Joel Cade, The Browniacs with Joel, and then Elliot, and Browns Blitz with Rod Bloom. So, and we're going to be doing some pregame material too for you when we get to next weekend on Saturday and Sunday. On Sunday, I will be up at Cleveland Browns Stadium covering the game for Northeast Ohio Sports Insiders. I will be bringing you all the very latest information right to you live. And so stay tuned for those moments. Not sure how it's all going to look right now, but I will be up there and bring you all the latest information as it hits during the game and right after the game on Sunday next week. All right, folks, take care. This is the Browns Rockin' Show. Go Browns! It's the Browns Rockin' Show, a Fanatical L Network production.